So, today I wanted to talk about Iran and what's going on with Iran. But there is something else, even more urgent, that needed to get spoken in spirituality, and it is completely, you know, bothers me with whatever I'm reading and seeing, and I know how things are about to change. And because of who I am spiritually, it's very important that I speak about it. So, before I start to talk about this set of people and the filth in their mind, and I try to fix the filth in their mind, I will share a certain um, spiritual stature of meditating saint. So, the saint I'm talking about, he long back, he so they spend their time praying mostly and meditating, and these are heavy duty meditating people. And you have to be very careful in front of them. So the incidents goes that this very heavy duty saint, in his meditating place where he had some disciples, they used to talk very less. So mostly people who are meditating will also be amazingly silent. So whenever they needed money, they would this saint would go to a room, pick up a one small bag which he had, and he would hold the bag like this, a small bag like this, and he had a stick, and he would just you know do wish wish something in the empty bag, and the money would start to fall. They would use this money for their expenses, whatever it is needed for food, clothing, all good. Then one day, this saint asked his disciple to bring the money from the bag. His disciples could also do the same thing, but this is amazingly quiet and well kept secret, and not to be spoken or told to anyone. They are the gods walking on this earth. So this saint asked one of his disciple to go get the money. They needed some money, and a certain amount was told to this person, or told to only do swish wish, maybe just once or twice, and that much money is enough. So the disciple goes to the room, picks up the bag, and does swish 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 swish, a little more than was needed, because the disciple said to himself, maybe I can take a bit more money. So when he did this, swoosh, whoosh, 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 whatever amount he needed fell from the bag, and whatever extra swoosh, whoosh, whoosh he did, it all became sand. There was only sand falling from the bag. And when he turned to pick up the money, which was needed and had fallen off from the bag, had also turned into sand. And he ran to the saint and said I had gotten a bit greedy and thought of taking a bit more money than the amount you had said, and now everything has become sand. This is a spiritual control. Now, a lot of you may one not believe it. Some of you may believe it. Some of you may want to know who, where. If you don't believe it, I agree with you, it is not true. If you believe it, then I will tell you it is true. And if you want to know who, where, yet I'm not still ready to tell you. So, this is how much spirituality can come to work. And spirituality can contain greed. In the real world, suddenly we have these billionaires who have mushroomed, and nobody is able to contain their greed. You know, when I started my YouTube channel, which was sometime in 2015, that channel after some time picked up, and I was happy how it had picked up. And then, there are a lot of readings that I used to do. And then one day my laptop crashed, and I went and, you know, quickly went and bought a new laptop. It had completely shut down or it was finished. So, in that many days, I went and bought a new laptop. And then someone told me I have to pay so much money for the Windows operating system. And I told them, give me a counterfeit operating system. I can't afford to pay that much money for the Windows operating system. And they told me they have completely, this billionaire and his company has completely removed the counterfeit from the market. So you need to buy the original and pay so much money. My vlogs just needed a small trim in the front and a small trim at the back. And now they were asking me that much money as a license fee for a year. I had paid a very big money for the laptop and then to go and purchase, and that was a yearly fee, not like a lifelong fee for the Windows operating system which they were asking. I wasn't willing to spend that much money every year for an operating system. And then I went hunting, looking for a different operating system, different operating system. I couldn't find anything, and then I did find some software which could help me put up a lot of these, get my videos edited or going. Mind you, the quality of what I got after that was so difficult to work with. And a lot of viewership fell, my readings fell, came down, and then I had to just stop doing the readings and the vlogging. If you ask this billionaire, by extracting so much, by starting to charge so much money for the Windows operating system, what are you doing with it? This is the world's biggest sex scandal which has got covered up. and Bill Gates was at the center of it. Nobody will take his name because he's so rich that he can move the world economy. Administrator does not have any spirituality. Their half the brain must be missing to not know why you should control the rich. The initial experience, spiritual experience which I shared is about controlling the greed of why you should not take or have more money than you need. What is he doing? What is Bill Gates doing with so much money? He finds the God he seeks. After visiting truckloads of prostitutes, he meets the God he's been seeking so badly. The God called Jeffrey Epstein. He opens his world to sexual predatory. Who was Jeffrey Epstein? You should watch this Netflix series. About Jeffrey Epstein and his girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell. In the whole documentary or the Netflix series, they are only talking about Ghislaine and not about Epstein. This is the world we are living in. They will extract the most from the hardworking people who want to live a good life, make a living, and do charity. They're known for their charities. Melinda and Bill Gates, they're divorced now. They're known for their world over charities and their work for AIDS Foundation. Do you need his charity? You can keep it. When he will get a disease where he is very close to it, he will seek the entity called God. There will be no God because there is only one God who will talk to him, and that God which he sought long back and is dead is Jeffrey Epstein. This is the filth holding the most money in the world. The second billionaire, he will create ruins with the shit in his mind. He says every square inch of the space on this world, in this world, should get filled or populated with humans. And then we can all go to Mars. Somebody will say, why is he saying this? Does he not like spacing between people? Does he not like have enough room for yourself and not have too many people next to you? Sir, he's coming after money. More the people, more the sales, more money I make. But he can't say this. So he says this instead, that let's populate this world with humans in every square inch of the space. Because in this lifetime, he wants to make the most money. Keep buying from me, keep buying from me. You know, when I used to stay in one of the buildings, and it is true now suddenly of all the urban cities in India, if you open a window, you're looking into somebody's house, or you'll end up seeing someone standing there and looking straight at you. You're not looking at greenery or some river or mountain. Your window is opening to someone's house or someone, two, three people standing and looking straight at you. The other time I was staying, someone has constructed their house by not making a building and not making the wall separate for their house. They let the wall of this house or building become a common wall to their house when they built it. So every time this lady would climb up the stairs and I had a window next to it, she would just start talking. Being a resident of another building, because my window is open for ventilation, she would just start talking. You know, every time I step out of my house, there is somebody or the other who's passing a comment. This is India. Look at her pussy. उसकी चूत देख कैसे है. Look at her boobs. What was she wearing today? And it's not just me. It's every woman who's passing, the men are passing comments. Why? Because there's so many. His name is Elon Musk. And this Chutia is saying, fill the world, every square inch of the space with humans. You will not get a disease, sir. You will now get the citizenship of Bangladesh. Because it is the world's most densely populated country. It has the maximum number, square inch of the space in the world. Go and now live in Bangladesh. Canada should kick him out and send him to Bangladesh. Go live in Bangladesh. You see God? I speak to you. Every time you will turn your face, you will have a face touching your face with so many humans. No matter where you look, you will have two people standing next to you. This is the life you want? This is how you want to ruin the world? Then comes one more billionaire. He says work 70 hours a week. 70 hours a week, oh, you know. You know, I was once standing to go to market and I was waiting for some tempo or some vehicle to come and, public transport to come, and then I get on board and go to the market. As I'm waiting, one lady, very well dressed. Not very well dressed, but dressed as a proper how Indians are dressed. Salwar kameez, and she had a nice bindi. She had nice lipstick on. She looked like a typical housewife. And she started talking to me. Where are you going? And I did not respond because some of these conversations can get out of hand, and then they don't understand half of, we don't have a wavelength. So I just try to smile and just keep a distance. But this lady says, where are you going? And I just did not respond. And then she says, if you're going here, you can also go there. And if you're going there, then you can also buy this. And what time will you come back? And she just kept talking. And I got fed up of just somebody just casually talking to me for no rhyme and reason. He's bedridden. She said he poops, urinates everything on the bed. My heart just went sinking. The amount of apology I felt is at another level. The reason she was trying to talk is she's just looking for just somebody to talk. And I thought she was just, chewing away my brain for no reason. I said, if your husband is bedridden, how do you make money? How do you make any money? And she said, we don't make money. We have no earning. I said, then what do you eat? What do you do about expenses? She said, people are kind. They just keep giving some money or the other. I just wanted to die right then, standing there. Ask this Narayan Murthy, should this woman, because her husband is now terminally ill and bedridden, should this woman go and work 12-13 hours a day? Who will clean up her husband behind her? Your daughter will come from UK to clean his poop and piss and clean bed sheets every 2-3 hours. How can you talk nonsense? And now Indian minister is starting to make that a law. The problem is you're not just ruining India with your nonsense and filth and shit in your head. Your son-in-law is also UK Prime Minister. He will do the nonsense there also. It is going to start traveling. I want to tell India, when at the border you are standing, your army is standing, our army is standing, you will not be able to fight China. Because some chutia, another chutia, successful, garbage guy, he says we should adopt and work like China, 996 culture. Work 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week. You want it so badly? Your God Xi Jinping is coming down to India. Watch, will not be able to defeat him. Because of garbage bastardized mindset like this. Should you be saying this? Who will go and clean that woman's husband's poop and piss on the bed? She does it 5 times a day. Who will give them money? Who will look after the people? You should show this video to as many people as you want. Make it viral. Take it on Facebook. Show it to some news media, whatever. I will come and give the fucking interview if it is needed. They are just ruining the world with their nonsense. Because you're not controlling the rich.